I wanted to make a video um, about something. Um, I've been kind of lost on this planet, as always. I'm always lost. I'm like trying to figure out my purpose and to like get my purpose done and be like, can I get off the planet now? Like I've said before, did I do my purpose yet? So, as I've been trying to do my purpose, I've been risking being around um, the energy vampires that you know about, that you people of energy like me, beings of energy and light like me, you know about the energy vampires by now. It's a reality. It's not fiction. It's reality. And that's what me and this person I ran into talked about. She's a lot like me. I love her to death. I just ran into her. I just was walking, looking at the flowers. I've been drawn to like flowers and nature a lot lately. I'm like, why am I doing this? She's like, you're trying to ground. You're trying to ground. I'm like, oh, oh. Because it's true. I've been just drawn to nature, put my feet in the water. But, I didn't know what I was doing. I'm like, why am I so drawn to nature right now? It's because I'm discombobulated. She's like, you're trying to ground. I told her sometimes I forget I'm an empath. I do. I forget I'm an empath and I have to live a different way than everybody else. The normal people, the normal humans have to live a different way to survive. It's true, I do. But sometimes I forget that. I do forget that. And I think I'm one of the normal people, trying to fit in with the normal people. I can't. I can't fit in with the normies or whatever, narcissists, whatever. I can't fit in as hard as I try. But anyways, as I've been trying to do God's purpose, or what I think God's purpose is, I've been risking being around people all the time, just risking it. And when you risk that, you risk being around the energy vampires. You do. And she's like, I can tell you've been around and a lot of energy vampires. I'm like, yep, I have. you know, I have. You know, trying to get this purpose done. Of what I think the purpose is. Because I don't think my purpose is to just isolate forever. You know what I mean? Just isolate forever around and not even risk being around the energy vampires, not risk it at all. I don't think it's my purpose to just isolate forever. Like some empaths do. They just isolate forever. For eternity. That's all they do, until Jesus comes, I guess. They just isolate forever until Jesus comes. Me, I don't care. I'm like, Jesus ain't ever coming anyways. Now, from what I saw my whole life, Jesus ain't coming. Maybe he is. Like a thief in the night, he'll come. When I'm finally happy, like I said, when I'm finally happy on the planet, Jesus will come. I know it. I know that's when he'll come. But anyways, my friend is a lot like me. She is. Bless her heart, the one I ran into last night. And I didn't run into her by accident. Randomly at Lowe's, the Lowe's parking lot, I run into her. No accident. No accident. She's just like me. Yeah. She's like, yeah, this planet is a trash heap. This planet is shit. She's just like me. I've said that my whole life. I'm like, yeah, I want to get out of here. She's like, yeah, I want to get out of here too. We both want to get off the planet. I can't talk this way to most people for obvious reasons. I want to get off the planet for obvious reasons. If you didn't know, if you say that to the wrong person, you get locked up. You know that by now on this planet. If you say, I hate this planet, I want to get off, you'll get locked up for that. FYI. And she knows that as well. She's been locked up for that as well, wanting to get off the planet. Bless her heart, you know. Bless her heart. Bless her heart. But I told her I've been struggling with sleep and stuff. Like, I fall asleep. But she's like, just because your eyes close and you think you sleep doesn't mean you're getting sleep. I'm like, shit. So she's like, you're astral traveling or something in your sleep. And she's probably right. So I'm like, shit. So maybe I'm not getting sleep like I should. So she gave me these suggestions for me to get some sleep, you know. But I had trouble finding something that would help me sleep that I thought I had, but I don't have. But anyways, but yeah, one of the reasons I want to get off the planet is the energy vampires. It is. It is. I hate these people, you know. But they run the show. They do. I learned that at a young age. The energy vampires run the show. They even run the show of when you're locked up. They run the show. They do. And I'm like, and she knows that as well. I'm like, they run the show down here, you know. She's like, not for long, you know. As the vibrations rise and whatever, as the ascension happens, they won't run the show anymore like they always have. Since the days of Jesus, they won't run the show anymore. So she says. So I think maybe that's one of the reasons I'm here. That just clicked to me. Is to change the ways of this planet. The way it thinks, the way it does things. Because I think God's tired of the way things have been since the days of Jesus. I think so. Maybe. But I asked her straight up, because sometimes I wonder about this. I'm like, am I like them, like the energy vampires? You know, she's like, no. I'm like, how do you know I'm not like them? She's like, I can tell, I can feel your energy, you know. I'm like, okay. Sometimes I wonder, am I any better than them? I don't know. She's like, everyone has light and dark in them, so you got to accept the dark side of yourself. And I go, all right. Because I'm like, I'm always afraid to talk about my dark side to people because I'm like, I'll get locked up. She's like, you got to talk. She's like, you have to talk a certain way to the normal humans, only a certain way to their parameters of talking to them. This was key to me. If you talk to normal humans a certain way, the normies of the planet, they won't lock you up. Get what I mean? So I'm like, you're right. You're right. But at the same time, she was saying, you gotta be yourself. You gotta be your true self. So, yeah, eventually, she knows I'm like holding back. I am. I hold back my true self. I do. Because I think it'll get me locked up. You know what I mean? My true self will get me locked up. It will. I know it. But eventually I have to say, fuck it, and just be myself. Full force, be myself, you know. Even if it gets me locked up, oh well, you know. Like, being locked up wasn't that bad anyways. It wasn't that bad. Free food, you know, video games. It wasn't that bad to be locked up. No rent. It wasn't that bad, all right? These days it's more stressful. I have to pay the bill. You know, like, being locked up wasn't that bad. They took care of everything, you know. They give me a pill that they say will help me. Okay, whatever. Play a video game. But that's another thing I asked her. I'm like, all these pills that work for other people, this was key. All these pills that work for other people, you name the pill. You name the pill. Any pill that works for the regular human doesn't work for me or her, for the most part. And this was key, I think, of what we talked about. Because it always disappointed me that these medications that help other people be happy don't. with me. See what I mean? They don't work with me. These pills that make other people happy, help other people with anxiety, they don't work with me. So I have to just deal with it, pretty much, which sucks. But no matter where you go, you're going to run into the energy suckers, no matter where you go. That's another thing I realized, and that's another thing that disheartens me, and I want off the planet. It doesn't matter where I go, where I move to. I can move to Alaska, I'll run into these energy suckers. I will. I can move to Switzerland, I'll run into the energy suckers. Anywhere I go on the planet, I'll run into them. That's why I just say, fuck it, I'll just stay here, you know. But she said something that's really key as well. Really key. She's like, there's a lot of us here in this location, this area. There's a lot of us compared to other places on the planet. And I agree with that. There's more of our types, the energy beings, the light and energy beings. There's more of us around here. She's right. I've never run into so many people like me before until I moved here. I think the only energy being I knew was just one person, just one. My best friend for 30 years was just him until I moved here and I started running into them more often. But I'm like, I asked her, I'm like, are there energy suckers in the energy world? She's like, yes. They'll do anything to get to us, you know, to get our fuel, energy. They'll do anything, even pretend to be a spiritual person. And I noticed that as well. They will. So nowhere is safe. Nowhere is safe for the energy people. We energy people. But at the same time, I'm like, I know I'm all over the place. I'm like, it seems like, I'm like, do you believe that Jesus existed? The Jesus thing? She's like, yes. But she thinks, because there's a gap in the Bible in Jesus's life. Jesus went somewhere else, you know, and learned stuff before he started healing. Who knows, you know, like Asia or something. That's what she thinks. I don't know if that's true. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know everything about the life of Jesus. I don't. Only God does. Only God knows every detail of Jesus's life. Only God does. That's for sure. Like I try to piece it together, but only God knows the true details of the life of Jesus. You watch the whole thing. You know what I mean? Hit it. That's how I can determine that a lot of religions are wrong about Jesus, because God's been correcting me about the truth about Jesus. You know what I mean? Bit by bit, I'm getting the truth, the real truth. And another thing she said, I was born into Mormonism on purpose, and I agree with that. For some reason, I was born in a false religion with a low vibration, a low level of being, you know, shame, guilt, oh, I'm never good enough. I'm never good enough. You know that rigmarole. You know that rigmarole. I'm never good enough for God. I'm never good enough. No matter how much I do, I'm never good enough. And sometimes it's hard for me to snap out of that, even though I've realized God doesn't give a shit about any of that. He doesn't. He loves me unconditionally, no matter what. He does. But he still has a plan for me. He does. And that's what I was talking to with another friend. I'm like, I'm trying to figure out this plan that God has for me. Because everything I've done in life for myself that I thought would make me happy, like the world would tell me that would make me happy, did not make me happy. You name it. Money, possessions, home, you name it. You name it. It did not make me happy. And God knows it. So God knows the secret of what would make me happy. He knows the secret because he knows me better than anybody. He knows the path. He knows the secret. He knows the plan that would make me happy on this planet for once in my lifetime. Among all the energy suckers out there, doesn't matter. God bless them. God bless them for just sucking my energy and cutting me down and not killing me. God bless them for not finishing me off. God bless them. God knows that pissed me off as well. I'm like, eventually they're gonna kill me. Eventually, the way they treat me, eventually they're gonna kill me. Like they killed Jesus, they're gonna kill me. They didn't. They didn't kill me. Like shit. You know. So I gotta make it work. I gotta make it work. You know. Like they didn't kill me, and they won't kill me. They'll just suck my energy. But it's been a struggle my whole life. I'm like, that's one of the reasons I want off the planet. It is the energy suckers. They're everywhere. I'm like, this place sucks. And that's what my friend was saying. This place does suck. It's the trash heap of the universe. This earth is the trash heap of the universe. How would I know that? If I had nowhere to compare it to. I do. I've been to better places than this earth. I have. God knows it as well. I've been to better places than this earth. But for some reason, I volunteered. That's another thing she said. I volunteered. I signed up to come here. Because I'm an idiot. I'm a dumbass. And that's what I told her. I'm a fucking dumbass for saying, I'll go down there. I'll go down there and help the earth. I'll go down there. Me, I'll do it. You know? And God's like, okay, you're going down there. You're my lead guy. You're my lead guy. You're going down there. It doesn't matter how hard it is. You're going down there. You're going to change the earth before Kakarot comes or something. I don't know. Clear the way for Kakarot, you know? Who's Kakarot? That's the better word for Jesus. That's what I told her. I'm like, I love anime, Dragon Ball Z for some reason. I'm like, no matter what I do, I love the anime Dragon Ball Z. That's for kids. I love it. It's about energy. It is. Powering up, leveling up warriors of energy. Kakarot's the lead guy. He is. That's Jesus. He's the lead guy in anime. He's the lead warrior, Jesus. That's why I call him Kakarot. And I'm the second lead guy, Vegeta. And Vegeta calls Goku Kakarot. That's why I call him Kakarot. No joke. No joke. There is a more noble individual out there than me. There is. Believe it or not, there's someone more noble than me out there. Yep. There is. He knows it, and I know it. I don't even know if I should call him a he or not. He's a god, you know. It's not a man, so do you call a god a he? I don't know. Just call him Kakarot, you know. But no joke. There's I'm sorry, I'm all over.